Hello everyone and welcome back to the review of Star Captain class, as promised, that we're going to get straight into. If you're new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and of course leaving the video a like. I absolutely love this class. It is so fun to use and it is genuinely one of my favourites in game. Overall, I have decided to give this one a rank A- for reasons we will come on to later, and will be running lucky enhancements throughout the video. MechQuest Star Captain is what you'll need, and you'll need to link that to your Adventure Quest account. I've made a video on that for anyone who needs some help. Right, so first we have the auto attack. This applies lacerated, reducing enemies dodge by 20% for 2 seconds and restores mana. If you're aligned with Wolfblade, you get a heal over time. Runehawk is also a heal over time, and MrGoon is a damage over time increase by 100%. So the Wolfblade alignment, infinite range, you gain 20% haste, increase outgoing damage by 9% for 20 seconds, which stacks to 4, and also applies the heal over time we just mentioned. If you're aligned with a different house, Runehawk will reduce your incoming damage by 25% for 20 seconds, which stacks to 2, and then MrGoon, the target, has a minus 10% crit chance for 4 seconds, also applies Razor Striker, a damage over time for 5 seconds. Then we have Runehawk alignment, again infinite range, you gain 30% haste and reduce damage taken based on your attack power for 8 seconds, applies Rift Heal, a heal over time for 4 seconds. If you're aligned with Wolfblade, you'll increase your physical damage by 9% for 20 seconds, stacking to 4, and MrGoon is a dodge increase by 15% for 4 seconds and also applies a damage over time for 5. Then we have got the MrGoon alignment. Infinite range, gain 40% haste and increase crit chance and damage by 150% for 5 seconds. Applies Shredder, increase damage over time damage by 100% for 5 seconds. If you're aligned with Wolfblade, the target damage taken is plus 5% for 20 seconds and stacks to 8. If you're aligned with Runehawk, you reduce physical and magical damage taken by 25% for 20 seconds, stacking to 2. Then we've got the 1000 mana World Ender, which again, infinite range, requires element stacks, which you get from your rank 4 passive, but it actually starts from rank 1, and then depending on your house alignment, you'll get one of these effects. Wolfblade, a 4-second stun, Runehawk will reduce damage taken by 50% for 5 seconds, and MrGoon is massive damage after 1 second. So then you have, as we said earlier, got your passives. Starting at rank 1, using an alignment skill, applies imminent end, reducing cost of World Ender by up to 96%. You will then also have your hit chance increased by 30%, whilst your rank 10 passive, although it says ... is actually World Ender applies Hyper Ladder, increasing your haste by 50% for 6 seconds. So the way this class really works is, depending on what skill you hit first, 2, 3 or 4 is what house you will align with for the battle until you hit your World Ender. Hitting your World Ender, skill number 5, actually removes that alignment, and then you can reassign how you go about, which does mean you can use this class a variety of ways throughout a solo battle, and of course in PvP if it lasts long enough. And this class is genuinely really fun to use once you get your head around how the alignments work. But let's talk about farming. It gets a C due to the really low cooldowns, due to the massive haste increases you can get. You actually do shred through enemies quite quick when you're in a group. Now this is still a single hit class, so it's never ever going to go above a C rank, but when I was farming this up just for rep with a group of people, it didn't take overly long, and it was a nice simple class just to go ahead and use and spam your skills. Then we move on to soloing. I've given this an A, which could be seen as generous. In fact, a lot of these ranks could be seen as generous, but the sheer amount of effects you can apply and the large variety of ways you can go about using this class does make it one of my favourites. You'll see as the fight goes on, this does become considerably better, but let us talk about the combo. So when I'm soloing, I always start with number 4 to align with MrGoon, because that is how you get most of your DPS, and then you can just spam 2, 3 and 4 until you hit your World Ender. When I hit World Ender, I'll then make sure to go for ability 2, which is Wolfblade, align with them for a little bit to help with increasing me damage, and then you'll be able to hit your World Ender again, go for ability 4. I would only ever align with Runehawk if you are actually on the defensive and needing some urgent heals, because that isn't actually the only skill that's going to heal you, but it is a very useful one to use in PvP against certain classes. As you can see, the damage we're getting up quite nicely. Eventually I do get it into consistently 3Ks, and due to the haste, it means I do start shredding through them really quite quickly. I do get over the 10k mark with the World Ender, sometimes around the 15,000 damage mark, so all in all, not too shabby at all. One thing to remember if you do feel like going ahead and buying Star Captain is you do get other cosmetics in the shop, as well as 2 other classes. You get the Defender class, which you actually get with all the different Verify shops, and then you can also get your hands on the Star Lord class, which I don't think looks any good, certainly doesn't look good as Star Captain, but we'll take a look at that at some point in the future, I'm sure. If you notice, we are currently aligned with Runehawk just as we defeat the enemy, and our damage was really quite low. So you can see there is really a big comparison between the different abilities and the damage output they do. But let's move on to PvP, which I have given an A-. So first of all, we come up against an artifact hunter, which went really quite well. I was actually playing in the defensive style for the majority of this fight, so sacrificing DPS to try and stay alive that little bit longer, which I thought was probably the best way to play it. It did mean that this battle stretches out for some time. However, we do eventually come away with a win, which is great, and you can see me using my World Ender there and just changing it up. But I made sure to stay with Runehawk by using the ability again straight after. That is the easiest way to go about using this class. You just need to remember that that will rinse and reset your alignment, so just keep that in the back of your mind when you're going along using it in case you muck it up. Anyway, then we can move on to yet another one, come up against the Guardian class. This is a very, very good class, Guardian in PvP. I did find it quite funny that the other bloke was running around, which you know is a pet hate of mine, but in this case, totally useless for him due to my infinite range attacks, and we do actually come out on top against Guardian this time around. Now, the reason I say this time around is because that does not happen every single time. As you'll see, when we come back for round 2, I get absolutely shredded, and that was using my defensive style as well. Now, I will change it up for one or two of the battles in just a moment, so you can see it going slightly differently, and this time we are against a Shadow Walker or Shadow Stalker. I can't remember which one it was. Obviously, same class, it doesn't actually matter, but as you can see, we're going a bit more offensive this time. Got some nice damage over time. The DPS is not all that bad either. I do like being aligned with Mistraven. It's definitely my favourite of the lot. Wolfblade's not too bad, but I think once you get around playing it, it's better to combo Mistraven and Wolfblade together. That's the way I've been playing it. And then we also have a Yami battle right here. A lower ranked Yami, I must say, in the sense of level difference, but still a Yami nonetheless. The ultimate dodge class. But we do get away with it, which was lovely, after what I think I can say was quite a successful PvP session. So overall, I'm giving it an A-. Farming was a C, soloing was an A, and PvP was an A-. So don't forget, folks, Runehawk is your defensive ability. Wolfblade is very much an offensive skill, but is also a booster for Mistraven, and is joined by a stun when losing World Ender. And then you've got Mistraven, which is your out and out assault mode, and the one I tend to use most often. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do leave it a like, and of course subscribe. I'd say Star Captain is a class that's definitely worth getting. It does have a bit of a price tag on it of $20, so maybe that might put some people off. But if you've been thinking about it for a while and you want a class that is enjoyable and a mech one, then why not go for it? So until next time, have a lovely day, and I'll see you all again incredibly soon.